feeling bogged down or despondent? Has a friend or loved one noticed you look withered? Then Phyresius may be right for you. Phyresius is an all-natural Phyrexian supplement that can give you a different outlook on life. Do not take Phyresius while enchanted, equipped, or have shroud. Players taking Phyresius should not man vehicles for at least 3 turns. Avoid contact with humans or merfolk if you've had a recent gut shot or have had any interactions with the graveyard. In extreme cases, exile may occur. Ask your alchemist if Phyresius is right for you. Available at Moros's Market.
This is good, but what is best in life?
The open steppe, free thoughts, falcons at your wrist, and the wind in your hair.
Wrong! Conan, what is best in life?
To crush your enemies, destroy other lands, and to cast Gurmag for 1 mana.
That is good. That is good.
Hello and welcome to November, everybody. I'm very excited today because we have a nice rainstorm, and I mean it was hailing and everything outside, and yeah. So anyway, I've been always bragging about The Boys on Amazon Prime. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Very, very violent, fun, good time. Interesting take on superheroes. Try not to give away any spoilers, but it gets better and better and better with each show. Anyway. That inspired the name for this deck, which was, before I get too ahead of myself, inspired by Kabutenho, online user, who played this, I think, to a 2nd or 3rd place finish in one of the Pauper Classic Tuesdays. It was a version of this, and I tweaked quite a few of the cards, and especially the sideboard around, but I was really intrigued with it, so I just call it The Boys, or AZORIUS Boys, in homage to that good show. But thanks for joining me, Shiraz. I know the feed seems really delayed today, and we've got that silly farming logic of America where we have to set back our clock, so we're probably going to have there we go. Butter Ghost 82, nice to see you. All right, thank you. It's nice to see a new face chime in. But anyway, so yeah, I'm real high on that show, so I'm going to be dropping The Boys all the time. Well, who are the boys? Well, we're going to start off with the main boy, Delver of Secrets. We've got Seeker, we've got Augur, and we got 2 Sky Theater Strix, kind of random and weird, but prefer them for their big backside against Fae and such, and just constant evasion as opposed to maybe like, who's that other guy I used to use, the Elusive Spellfist, I think it was. And then the other boys are 2 High Priests. The original list of this had, I believe it was, trying to remember, I wrote it down because Shimmering Wings and things like that, where you could, the idea is you keep targeting the priest over and over again. What I found when I was playing it, that almost never worked, and I didn't really bring it in against anything, and I just wanted stuff now. So I went with, since we're gaining so much life, I don't really mind going a little heavy-handed on 2 Gut Shots main and all 4 Mutagenic Growths, which Pauper Stats tells me is my favorite card. I tend to put it in a lot of decks because it just saves the day. I mean, you throw this on the backside of a Seeker, and outside of Galvanic Blast, it's just a 1 mana fix-all, and then you're able to get your life back and such. Anyway, the rest of the cards, we've got 4 Ash Barrens, 2 Wilds, I think 10 plains and 2 plains, 10 islands, 2 plains. Can I talk? 4 Mutagenics, 2 Gut Shots, 3 Shadow Rifts, 4 Preordain, 4 Delver, 4 Brainstorm, 4 Seekers, 4 Bolas, 2 Sky, 4 Snap, 2 Counterspells, 3 of 1 Mind, and then the 2 High Priests. The original had 4. Found out it's just a little too marooned in my hand too often. So with only 16 creatures, got to kind of lean on that a little bit. Anyway, let me catch up with the chat. I'm sorry I'm ignoring you guys. Tuned in an hour early today, such as, yes, I'm reading backwards, by the way. I was not sure either. Pauper Tim says, Ayo, MTM Tat in the house. And, I was already happy. And then Pauperganda came online. Oh, that makes my day, man. Mutagenic hair growth. I need some of that. Actually, I swear on my son's lives, I should never do that. But if I could, grow a full head of hair, I would still shave it about this length because it's just so superior. So anyway, let me get rid of this text here. And our sideboard, we've got 1 Kami of False Hope, we're able to get this back over and over again. In theory, I haven't had to do it yet. And I'm really a fan of Circle of Protections lately. Things are going tall. When you hear somebody say that in Magic terms, I think I first learned it from an Alex Ullman article, and it made a lot of sense where you're stacking up enchantments on something, you're making it tall, or you go wide like tokens. So this is really good against both, and you're able to get it back with the High Priest at instant speed. Sometimes you just gut shot your own High Priest, and you get back things at instant speed, end of turn, like a Seeker, and it's pretty nasty. We got one Circle of Protection blue, just to keep those. It's not like these Circle of Protections are like pithing needles. They're specific. This is just for Ninja of the Deep Hours. You can bring it in against other things and random stuff, but a lot of times they don't really have a way to deal with that, and you can turn off their card advantage engine pretty easily. This isn't really for much more than just your typical Stompy or Hexproof. I wouldn't bring it in against Elves. They go too wide. This is good against tall decks. We got one COP red, even though we've got the Seekers and some counter spells. We've got to respect it. And this is for countering other life gainers and Guardians or Seekers mostly. That's pretty much the only reason that's in there. We got one Crimson Acolyte and his brother, the Obsidian. Can be a little awkward, I'm not going to lie, because we only have 2 planes. So usually these are just, but we have such few creatures that we're just... Once we get him out, we just float him, and then we can get him back at instant speed again with the High Priest and his shenanigans. 2 Holy Lights for the wide strategies. Same with 1 Prismatic Strands. I think I had this at 3 at one point, but as you can see, we've only got 6 white creatures, and so and I even considered like a Holy Light, but that's when I went with Call Me a False Hope. But this is just there as kind of a catch-all. 2 Dispel and the other gut shots there. So that's the deck. We're gonna play it in just a minute, but I wanted to, I'm sure everybody's jonesing to go over this these new cards that came out here and see what's what. Anyway, let's catch up on the chat again here. Great commercial idea there. Yeah. Interesting deck. Curious how it'll do. Muddle the mix. Yep. And, Jose Prevista, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for joining us again, my friend. All right. So I wrote down some stuff. I'm sure if you follow me on Facebook, I've got this all kind of written out nicely. But one card I want to show you guys that, this is just stuff I've got probably 20 emails about. Oh, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And it get a little overwhelmed. So I'm using this, and Facebook is just kind of a way, because I'll say this, as much as we want to bitch about Tron, which is valid, or Wizards just goofing things up and giving us big head scratchers in the Pauper community, which they've done in this set, but let's not look a gift horse in the mouth. I don't even know where that phrase comes from. Does anybody know? Anyway, this set is insane. I count 11 cards that you should get and really consider. Maybe 9 if you want to get really, but this is one of them. Benevolent Blessing, flash, so it's pretty much instant enchantment, and unless they're playing, some weird counter spell outside of a hard counter, it's going to be pretty hard for this to go away. But man, that enchanted creature has protection from the chosen color. Get it? This effect doesn't remove auras that are already attached to it. That's so burly. Heroic's going to have a field day with this. Obviously, maybe even hexproof. There might be some variants. Could even see this in some strange hybrid of, Omog Crusher. I'd like to protect it permanently, wouldn't you? Oh, interesting. Thank you for that, Shirazman. Appreciate it. Horse's teeth are an indication of overall health and age. Looking at the gift horse to evaluate its value isn't always the best or socially acceptable thing to do. I see. Thank you for that. Dropping the knowledge, MTM Tat. So the other white card is, you tune in, you get a little knowledge with Pauper, and then you get a little... what would you call it? Vernacular. That's it. All right. So Sky Whaler is the next one I wanted to show you. I think this is interesting just because of the scry. Destroy a creature with power 3 or greater. Scry 1. I think people are going to go a little... Ooh, man, that artwork's pretty cool. I didn't even notice the whale. Pretty nice. It's one of those cards I think people are going to overshoot a little bit. It's definitely on the bottom side of the awesomeness of this set, but I think it's going to find a home in some sideboards. I like the built-in discipline this card has. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're impatient like me, a lot of times you want to play an active deck, you want to be doing things, and this kind of forces you to wait till you've got a really good target and something that's really valid of the board state. But there's so many things that are 2 or less, it might not be as valuable as we think. This will be interesting. The Sith Ascendant, it's not on my list, but it's kind of on my watch. I know it got downshifted. Pretty cool, and with all the protection out there, I could see this becoming a pretty mean thing, but I'm not going to try it yet because there's just so much more stuff. And we get to blue, the most selfish color of all, the most ridiculous color, the most, I don't know where to start. Fall from favor. We went over this last week. Ridiculous. Let's give blue the best, you know, the best monarch ability, the cheapest, the most flexible, that can fit in any deck. Yeah, let's give that to blue. That's a really good idea. And then I'm being sarcastic, by the way, if you can't interpret that. And then there was the other one, Azure Fleet Guard. That's the other one. You know, it's like, oh, and if that's not enough, hey, we got another one for you. We'll make an Admiral that's a pretty decent deal, and it has evasion. It cannot be blocked by creatures that the Monarch controls. So if they steal the Monarch, it's just crazy. All right. Anyway, enough ranting about blue. We even got 2 Monarch cards. Yep, I know this is it's so crazy. Yes, it does have very cool artwork. All right, so we move into black, and the only thing of note here, it's funny they upgraded this back, but obviously it's staying in Pauper forever. What to do? Fleshbag. My son always calls them fleshy. I didn't even think this was new because my son plays kind of a mixed hybrid against my Pauper decks, and I always say, man, this artwork's nuts. This could be a Pauper card. 4 and 2 for that. I think that would be a fine downshift. I don't think many decks would run it outside of mono black or some, kill all deck. Fleshbag Marauder, when it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. Pretty cool. Enough already with Chittering Rats, mono black control pilots. You've got the Bone Picker, you've got Fleshbag Marauder now. Let's evolve. That one silly skull mana for devotion is not worth playing a 2/2 bear anymore, with a irritating upside sometimes, and other times you're just time walking yourself. Off to red, and if I was going to name this set with a funny moniker, or if I was in the media or something, I would call it Red Deck Wins, because red gets a whole lot of fun here. First up on the list is Champion of the Flame. So there's so many enchantments out there that cost 1 red. You've got Madcap skills. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do here. This can be easily a 5/5 trampler on turn 2 if you design the deck right. Pretty nuts. You've got the what are those guys called? The I got my little notes here. I should be reading them a little bit more. The Hoplite and all the the go tall red decks and stuff. That's pretty cool. So Fiery Cannonades, the next one. This is just a little scary for Pauper. It pretty much is an instant Pyroclasm for 1 more mana. Outside of maybe 4 creatures, I can't really name any non-pirates. So just read that as you will. Very cool artwork. Unfortunately, I think this is going to make the metagame get really slow. Be able to fetch for it. You're going to see blue-red combo decks back with like, Augur, Seagate, maybe a Kiln Fiend package in the sideboard, but like, the Mole Drifter, just that slow end of turn stuff, and they're going to just be able to keep the board awfully clear with this and such. So I got to check in on the chat here and see what. Okay, I see what you guys are saying. And so anyway, that's that one. Then Filigree Familiars, the next on my list. Oh, Crimson Fleet Commander. I mean, it's like, okay, that's definitely on the bottom of the list. The new Monarch card. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Pretty cool quote too. But 5/2. It's going to be really easy to get rid of, but it's a nicer option than Red's had in the past. So as we move on down to green, gets absolutely nothing in my opinion. I'm just going to blitz over that. Sorry, green. Multicolor. Unfortunately, there's some weird, they don't like to print commons. This guy's pretty funny. I just like he's got that, what's that, pugilist look to him, like from the 1920s. It's pretty funny. Very old-timey card. Summon Untimey. Boy, art of the set might go to this dude. This guy's pretty great. There's a lot of stuff going on here with these colors. I really like it. So, the Filigree Familiar, where are you? Oh, it's called Alphabetize, you idiot. All right. So this guy is just really flexible filler. I don't know if there's a way you can keep recurring this. It's going to get awfully irritating, gaining life, drawing cards. It's just an advantage engine and everything you kind of want. Hey, he's cute too, so pretty cool. Didn't realize it was also an instance, says Pauper Tim. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. The blue and red Monarch cards talk to each other in their flavor text. I did not know that. I'll have to check that out. Remind me later. And apologies to Pauper Tim online if you're watching. I can't really answer once my software's up texts and stuff to people. I'm not being rude. I just have to ignore it. Otherwise, all my hotkeys and stuff are pre-programmed, so I can't really type without rolling the footage and then sometimes dumping the feed. So long story, but that's how it goes. All right, and Foundry Inspector. That brushed right over it. This is on the ban watch list for me personally. I think somebody like Caleb Gannon's going to probably have 5 videos about this a minute after it comes out, breaking Storm and just having some sort of infinite sort of eggs loop. Personally, I'll probably use it aggro, but you know me. And let's see, Foundry Inspector. Yeah, that's why we just, and then the Staunch Guard. I don't really see this being played much, but it's neat that they're giving Monarch to every color if you're willing to go this high, and that's pretty badass. A 2/5 body that's, you know, vigilance. It's like, woo boy, that's a nice wall to have. So there you have it. That's Commander Legends, pretty insane. Very impressed. I count 11 cards that you should probably be getting and stuff, but enough of that. Geez, let's play some Pauper. All right, so I'll create this and hopefully get some. Anyone can join. There we go. Can never remember. Been playing a lot of chess lately. I've been so re-inspired and invigorated by that Queen's Gambit that I actually haven't been playing too much Pauper. Been having a lot of fun throwing my own randomness out. If you follow me on Facebook, I posted a few of the games on my personal site, but other than that. So yeah, Kabuto's original build, I'll go over it while we're waiting for a match here. I better be careful, I don't want it to load. But you know, 3, 4, these, there was a Dispel package. He only had 2 Counterspells, all 4 of one mind. You can see how similar it is. 3 Brainstorms, I went with 4, I cut a land. Sideboard was the big difference with his list. He's, you know, running Shimmering Wings, which is, you know, looks very cool, and it is, but I just never had a chance for it. 2 Excludes was interesting. Hydroblast package, 2 Strands, and you know, the random Unicorn. I really like this, but it's like, and it's one of those cutesy cards I found in my play style where I was just like, you know what, I'd rather just have Strands or a COP and way to just kind of permanently deal with stuff and not have to wait for one spotty removal. And I can't really think of anything outside of that to deal with. All right, guys, here we go. And we're starting off with crap. We're gonna have to mulligan this. Whoop. All right, we'll keep this. Hopefully our Delver flips and we can keep them safe, and if not, we'll start drawing a lot of cards afterwards. But we got 3 boys in the house. I'll kill this for screen real estate, and we'll keep this. Throwing back, that's kind of interesting. Let me see here. Well, we've got a human, we got a cat. I'm gonna throw back the priest, actually. Watch we run up against mono black, which is very common right now, especially in Z10 practice rooms. So Dreamer Stingo says, oh, I already read that. Sorry. I'm trying to keep up on the chat. Motor mouth here. Man, it hailed so bad today. We have a park right outside our front door, and it's funny. The guys always, weekend warriors getting their sports on, and they had a big soccer field set up, and you could see them like, you know, I didn't blame them. It was like, it starts raining, and it's like, yeah, just wait. It's LA. It's going to be over in a second. And it starts really raining. Then the rain starts coming in sideways. My jackass son left his window open. And so his bed got all wet and the windowsill and everything like that. And then the hail started, which he'd never seen before. So that was a pretty fun experience. But it was fun watching the soccer players just run for cover and just, you know, trying to like kind of navigate or estimate how long the storm's going to keep coming. And that was pretty good. Good TV. All right. We don't got a whatchamacallit, so we'll see what we do here. Preordain, yeah, we'll show that. We're going to have to make short work of this, dude. Let's hopefully just maybe get another land here. All right. I'm really going to want snap. We'll say top. We'll bring this up. We'll drop a Delver. Hiya. And we'll come on over. Let's save that for like kind of an alpha strike move, maybe. I'm going to really try to preserve my life because slivers can get out of hand really quick. It's one of those decks like Burn. It's kind of got a resurgence. There's a new Wealth of Riches, and it's a real deck. And when it scares me when they play Gemhide, because that shows a discipline We were going to play GeoMonkey today, but so many people wanted to see the AZORIUS list, and I think I'm going to make 1 or 2 changes to GeoMonkey. That was that cool red winning deck the last week, the only one that got us. It was pretty cool. And we got a lot of nice tempo here. If we can bounce that Lord. Bounce the Lord. I should have made a Pauper metal band back in the day. That would have been fun. Audience of like 3. All right. Yeah, I want to reveal that. Let's go. All right, we've got that. We got a blocker. I'm going to snap the Lord. Now, let's kind of cripple his mana base here. I'm going to put out a blocker. Maybe a killer with the Mutagenic. Augur really finds a home in this list. Oh my god, look at that. Okay, well, throw that out. Any order. Thank you very much. Thank you very little. Here we go. Now you can see how we can cast of one mind here. We have a human insect and a merfolk wizard. We are quite diverse in this metagame. Oh, DECKLIST GeoMonkey. Yeah, gosh, sorry. I'll post what he sent me on Facebook if I remember. I'll try to make a note. I just, it was one of those things. I was kind of high on it for about a day or two, and playing with my boy and stuff. And there were a lot of things it can't do that I think can be remedied. So I think, in all my ego, I can make it a little bit better for you guys by next week. But we'll see. But I'll try to play it next week. Also, you've got that, playing land destruction in the tournament practice room. As far as streaming goes, might get a lot of auto quits, which isn't very fun for I don't think I've ever played this person. That's rare. Ooh, it's raining, it's pouring. I'm gonna start snoring. Here we go. One mind first with Mutagenic main. I'm gonna kind of go for the throat here, and hopefully we can get something going. This happens sometimes, I'll be honest. Most of the time, fixing your mana isn't a problem, but it can be, as we're seeing here. It can get a little like, oh, come on. But, hey, we like that. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, throw this on the bottom. This on the top. Let's go find might as well do it now. I ain't waiting around for nothing. All right, there we go. I'll throw... yeah, I'll do this on there, this on there. Whoop. I said this one. Hey, come on now. Oh, there we go. All right. Cool. All right, so let's go to the sideboard. We got slivers. Getting really bad at writing stuff down. Okay. Now, we're going to bring in both the CLP green and the white. Depending on which one shows. I think we'll be all right. I think the Strands is, like Holy Light's a little wishful thinking with so many lords. What did they have? 12 guys? You'd think this Pauper dude should know that, right? Kami might be a good choice. Don't think we're going to need any gut shots outside of triggering the High Priest. He didn't even see white, so this is really going to come from out of the blue. He's probably thinking we're on some other list. And we could probably lose a Mutagenic here. I know we're losing a bit of synergy, but we're not going to, outside of blocking, not going to have too much stuff dying. And because of that, I think we're going to lose one priest. Against like black and red decks, you want to keep both in there. But for this, I think we like this. Now then, probably one Strands, just for those little Hail Marys. So we've got a nice protection suite. We have these 4 cards: CLP green, white, Kami of False Hope that we can recur with Tethmos if it goes late, which is probably a rarity, but I like to have it in this dude. So let's see how we do. Whoop. Yeah, Nimchimsky. It's a pretty cool little thing. And like I said, I wouldn't know if Kabutenho, that's his name online, I'm probably massacring the name. But if they hadn't played it, I wouldn't know about it. A little mana screwed here. I'll mulligan this. You could probably chance it, flip the Delver, get lucky. But, if you get marooned against slivers, you got to have answers now. So this is a lot better hand. We'll keep this. I'll throw back we'll throw this back. Done. Let's open up our graveyard here. Get a full Bob Ross effect. And away we go. I had a game the other night. think I was about 2 drinks in, so things were getting a little fuzzy on the strategy side of things. But I had, I think, all 4 Delvers out, and they didn't flip in this deck for like 4 turns, and I ended up dying. And I was like, it was like land, and then that percentage of that was, oh my gosh, I'd have to ask somebody like Methodical to do the math, but so I ain't doing it. All right, here we go. Preordain. Love this card. Brainstorm's a nice little combat trick in this list. So we like this. We'll say top. Top. We'll do that. We'll at least have a Delver turn. A little bit slower start this time. So what's your guys' favorite cards? Chat? Let me know in the chat. And the new set coming out. Which one are you going to jump on first and start tweaking and brewing? Very curious to know. Alrighty, let's do this to this. I'm going to preordain here. We can always brainstorm at the beginning of our turn, so we'll say top. Oops, did that wrong. I'm a dummy. Oh well, we can fix that afterwards. Shows how much I played Delver. I get a free flip, but nope. Little mini punt there. Ah, red shows up. Maybe we should have more mutagenics there. Flatbag Marauder, says Nimchimsky. I think Impulsive Pilfer looks interesting with Crack the Earth. Dreamer Stingo, can you, or Shiraz, can you bring that up in chat? Because I don't have that one memorized. It's not on my list. Okay, so we've got a Lord and a Kicker coming into play. Kinbarb says, see, after Bone Picker came out, I'm surprised Chittering's in any lists. It's like, just swap them, man. Pretty easy tech. All right, 1 gem hide down. We know one of the 5 cards. We got a little mini duress. We're going to have to brainstorm here because we know what's coming. And it ain't good. We'll throw these on top. Let's see. That one on top. That one on top. That one on top. That one on top. Whoop. Yep. Boink. We'll do this. We'll play like this. I want to get some, let's get the evasion going on. Then we're going to start snapping next turn. Just in time for a Lord, hopefully. A lot slower start to this one. Go buy us Ticklebush in the house. What's he say? I think the set is draftable on MTG, so all the commons should be cheap, right? Believe so. Most of them are just downgrades too, so that's always cool. One of these days, I'm going to be able to make like an all rare and uncommon Pauper deck. It's like, you know, with that Beetle from like 3 or 4 years ago, and there's so many downshifts. It'd be really confusing entering the format and just paying attention to the color scenario on the cards and being like, hey, wait a minute. This guy broke the system. All right, Journey shows up. Down goes our dude, and out comes, ooh, Disliver. This is right when you really like, fortunately, he got rid of our human, so our of one mind. It's not going to have a meeting of the minds. They are very stubborn. Alrighty. Let's drop here. We're going to go like this, representing a counterspell. We don't have any white instance, so we can't get a creature off of this. Oh boy, did I have a Halloween to remember. I scared the crap out of a lot of people. You know, a bunch of these kids really scared too, but it was really frustrating because there was a group of about 20 teenagers, and I had them all kind of creeped out, but then they just made it about them, and they were just between selfies, and then just it started becoming a big. I have this really, really scary get up, all custom made with one of my masks and stuff, and yeah, just scaring the town sort of thing. And but it got old real quick when, you know, they're just sitting there hamming it up and things after the scare wore off. It's just like, guys, come on. So I had to stare one of them down to get him back to being scared. And that was my Halloween. It's a pretty good time. I don't think we're going to win this one. Drawing pretty dead here. I'll go get the other plane. It might not be the right play. I might just keep it on the islands there. Oh man, I've got a new irritation thing that hit me. It's actually been kind of a constant. It's right up there with the superhero jump, you know, when they land in that 3-point stance and look up. Sorry, because I think I mentioned that last week. It's just such a trope in Hollywood, and I just get so tired of seeing that. Anyway, along those same lines, are those cards when you're watching a movie that just keep saying, like, Shirazamam Productions presents a Dreamer Stango film in association with Nim Chimpsky, Ken Barb, and, you know, and it just goes on and on. So I was watching this movie, and I'm not joking, the first 5 minutes of this thing was just, and then when the movie started, they wrote the text of what they had just shown you for the last 5 minutes. I fast forwarded for like a minute and pressed play because I saw an image, and it was another, they went back to the card. So it was just maddening. I was like, man, I want to make a movie where you make an amazing trailer and blow your budget on that, and then the whole movie is just like an hour and a half of those cards. And then the trailer at the end or something. It doesn't make any sense and rips off everybody, and oops. Yeah, that's my grand plan. I'm going to grab an island, try to play discipline. I think we're losing this game. I'll yield through the turn as a motor mouth here. I think those are, I forget what they're officially called, just prompt cards or something, but man, it's freaking irritating. Oh my gosh. All right, let's have one mine for on the cheap. We've already yielded there. Oh, and then on Pauper Classic Tuesday, we were trying to play. What do I mean by that? Well, my son and I guess the tournament organizer, Arctic Ghost, I guess he got enough heat from everybody to start because of our goofy time that we had the correct time, but they dropped us in the first, or not dropped us, they gave us a match loss in the first round because, you know, technically we were an hour late. And it's like, well, it's not what the website said, but it's a free tournament. What are you going to do? You can't bitch that much. So anyway, we ended up both going like 2-2, and what was I playing? I don't even remember. But my son's really into Tortured Existence. It's like, give him the hardest deck to play and the meanest format as far as time is concerned. And so I've been trying to teach him all these little tricks of the clock and stuff. And he couldn't have a better dad as far as, you know, knowing how to play against clocks and stuff. I probably have as much experience as anyone out there when it comes to just being an irritating opponent like that. But anyway. Well, this next turn's really going to hurt. We might not even survive. 2 Wisps from Augur so far. I've always wondered the math difference. Oh, and the old almond speaker. Yeah. I think Augur still comes. Yeah. It's, I like them. And, you know, I like them for a lot of different reasons. Mostly that body is just, I think the Omen Speaker's a 1-2, isn't he? And sometimes I really like the whiff on Augur. Like right now, if it shows me 3 lands, I'm like, oh man, I feel like you just dodged a bullet. When this had 19, it had an illogical amount of lands it would draw, and that's why I cut one. With all the mana fixing early, you know, I don't want to see any more lands the rest of the game here. So right now, a COP green would be nice. Even with a little wide strategy here, we could take away a few good ones. We've got enough mana here, but yeah, this is going sideways really fast. I hope he invests this turn and gives us a window to win. Really got to have that Delver flip. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can hit him 4 if that flips. Well, 8 if we want to go in with the Augur and give it Shadow. Oh, there goes my blocking plan. Flanking is so underrated. Vigilance is too. One speaker is like, Augur, what? That whiffs every time. Well, I've only run into it a few times, so I can't speak of experience with Omen Speaker. Art's pretty cool. Can we just take this? I think we can. Yeah, we're just going to take it. Our only out here is aggro. Ding, 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 ding. Alrighty. We're alive. We are alive. And I fixed the lighting. I know last week I apologize. With my my bald head, and I know I had the Luma turned up too much, and the sun was out, and I watched the feed again. I'm like, whoa, that dude is bright. So I tweaked the indoor lighting for the first time, not using natural light, because LA storms tend to go away as fast as they appear, and I don't want to be blinding you all. Oh man, this is miserable. Nope. Alrighty, we are gonna lose this, but let's have some fun on our way out. Let's give this dude evasion anyway. Shall we? Come on, draw something good. Oh boy. Alright. We can't do anything. A COP would technically... No, we would have to keep two dudes back here. Yeah, we can hit for 5, get him to 7, but no sense in wasting time. We'll put an L down for that and go to game 3 and see what we can see. Alrighty. Let us see. What do we like? What do we dislike? I kind of liked everything I saw. I'm wondering if gut shots would be good here. It's one of those things you see them early. It's like, yes, but I think we're going to stick with what we got. I bounce a Lord. I can still counter it. Yeah, go like that. A lot of active cards. That's how I always play blue. It's always aggro. What are you going to do? Gotta play to your strengths. And my boys competing together in chess is almost a forced allowance strategy game. Alright, that's a good hand. I like this a lot. I'll keep this. I think that's the first 7 keep, isn't it? Well, it's only been 2 games. Let's be a little fair to this bald dude. It's out of print, but you can find a secondhand copy of Nightmare Chess. It's a fun way to play. Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is just, like I said, I think last week, is just switch a piece. Not anything drastic, but, you know, maybe one bishop and a knight, and then you're completely out of the book and you're playing the person's mind. My biggest dig on chess is just, you know, when you're playing a game of Simon Says, it's like, can you remember the counter to the counter to the counter that was done in whatever by Capablanca or Paul Morphy, or, you know, it's just like, come on, man, I want to play you, not your memory. A little bit of that knowledge is fine, but you get those encyclopedia players and it's just like, I never lose to you when we play the other way. All right. Yeah. Very cool. Let's keep the lords out. We got the counterspell. We're going to use it, damn it. Nah, we're not. In fact, I think I'm just going to preordain here. I'm not even going to try anything. Let's go get another Delver, maybe. I got a nice jump on this game. Counterspells offer later. After a snap, usually in this matchup. Woohoo! Oh, well, well, you can trigger up on mine, and that's a good blocking body, ain't it? We'll say bottom. We'll say top. We'll do this now because I'm lazy. And I like to auto yield so that I can focus on the show more and chat. Yield. So that's why I don't run for counterspells so many times. It's a very later card. There's exceptions. There's always exceptions. But isn't this the way things work? Our opponent's stuck on forests, and we've got a COP white. That's kind of frustrating. Great documentary about the AI that got developed to beat the world's best Go player. Oh, yeah, I saw that too. It was a long time ago. I think it was like 2 years ago I watched that. That's one thing as I've gotten older, it has gotten so... what's the play here, huh? I'm going to bring this out so we can up one mine next turn, and we've got a good blocker. Remembering time in my 30s, now 40s, has gotten very weird. Like, I'll remember something being, I don't know, last year, and it was like 9 years ago. My wife's always calling me on that kind of stuff. So lately I'm trying my best to not, what's the word? Just trying to give it a good estimation. Real one. We hate Journey to Nowhere in this deck because it's not putting our thing in a graveyard. So that sucks. But we're still going to flip that Delver. And our opponent's got a real slow draw here. Maybe they overboarded a bit. I don't know. I wouldn't say so. Journey's a really good card against us. The Sliver. Oh, there comes the sun. Did you see me light up? And I've got the windows drawn, but boy, when that sun breaks through, everything's bright and reflective because it was just raining. So apologies if my head went supernova. Hey, ready? Here we go. We're going to do this. We're going to have one mind. Give me something good. I like that. Cool. Yeah, we can, we'll brainstorm at the top. Try to get it right this time. I'll attack. We are trying to do damage. That is how this deck wins. We'll see. But if Slivers had a way to gain life, that might be brutal. Be funny to make Tron Slivers. Just prove that they can do it all. That's what really worries me about that new set. Everybody's excited for this, that, and the other. And guess what deck can use all of those toys? Anytime they want. For the cheap and repetitive. And you know, I think I ought to bounce that Sliver and counter it. The mana one. He seems pretty stuck on that. You ready? This has got to flip. Do it here. Ready? Put counter up. We will reveal Counterspell, not giving away any new information. Yep. Flip, baby. Woo! All right. We've got another Counterspell coming. Yeah, I think we sit back and snap and kill. Yeah, exactly, Pauper Tim. Yeah, I could get a little bit of value for that. Let me see if I do that to that. It feels a little foolhardy at this point. As if they just top deck a land. It's like, yeah, we cut them off white, but what's they going to have that? Okay. I mean, we can also snap, untap both islands, and counterspell. Let's snap. What? This dude? Untap the islands and counterspell. Unless he's got a Vines or Apostle's Blessing here. What is this technology? Good play. Floating that land, baby. You know, I almost want this to come through and let the other Lord out because I've got a COP white. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We'll get rid of the green one. I'm going to give us a big double take when we do that. All right. Well, we'll take 2 life and we'll get rid of that. There's no flanking out. I think we're all right. Or do we get rid of the... that'd be interesting, huh? Get rid of the mana producer. That might be the better play here. What do you guys call? I'm going to go after the mana dude. Our opponent's really kind of stuck on lands here. And we don't really have a target for the Tethmos, which sucks, but let's get rid of his mana, take less damage. Kill that dude. Now he's only got one green source. And we got 3 swings to Friday, it looks like. Well, that's interesting, too. I could stop a Lord. That's just frustrating. I want to draw a card. Alrighty. Let's draw a card. I think that's the right play. Or draw 2 cards, I should say. Well, we can. You never know. I think we're just going to take the damage here. Let's go get a island. Yeah, I want to sit on that counterspell. If he's got another journey or a way to activate it, let's do it that way. Oh, I'll take a lot of damage. Yeah, I got to be able to stop a Lord here. We'll let Tethmos die. That'll be all right. A nice close game here. This will be exciting. Going to be a little bit longer show with this deck today, huh? Yeah, we'll counter that. There goes all our counter magic. Do we take 9 here? I'm just going to take 6. I respect slivers. There's a host of things they could be doing here, but I've got 2 more attacks I got to get in. I've got a COP. It's going to be close. Depends what they draw. We don't have any more counter magic. Keep the chat going, guys. I get lonely. I don't know if my feed's down. Beautiful art. Sinew Sliver. So yeah, my Adobe contact, my money is due for my subscription to all the software that I use. So I want to thank all our supporters out there, because it's been a grim year for a lot of people. I know I've got it better than a lot. But just want to thank you all for supporting me and the show and things like that. I'm able to pay without worrying about it too much. A little bit, especially the monthly returners and such. It's awesome. All right. I think it's better to just keep this stuff back, right? Yeah. Let's just do this. It's going to be close. Can bob with the smile. Not the show button name. Oh, yeah. Nightmare Chess is a deck of cards that affect a game of chess in progress. Each player gets a handful. Oh, that I don't know about. Thank you for that, Dreamer Stingo. I remember it being like a physical thing. I'm remembering something else. One thing, if you do like chess, don't, you know, there's so many gimmicky things out there. And there was one I got for a Christmas present when I was like, I don't know, 17 or something, and it was four-dimensional chess with 4 people. Played it all of like 2 times, and it's just like, it's crazy. It's wild, but yeah, kind of a waste. Ooh, man, this is gonna hurt. Alrighty, let's prevent some damage here. Boop. This one. And this one. It's kind of neat that my COP plan is being able to be showcased here against a deck might not normally bring it in against, but what are you going to do with that extra land, right? Can't really lean on Prismatic Strands like in a lot of builds. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm talking too much. I've been thinking of a Jump Ramp deck with snow-covered lands. I could see that. All right. So we pull that one off with a win-loss win against Slivers. That's pretty cool. Whoop. New protection aura has some game versus flickers. Yeah, yeah. I do believe, yeah, that's, hold on a minute here. That is, if I go way up to the top, that new, what's it, the bodyguard one, right? Right at the top. Yeah, what is that one? The, Benevolent Blessing, Chant Creature. Oh, it doesn't say you control. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you could throw it on anything. Yeah, it's going to be a great card. And it's so nice that they put good artwork in it too, so very cool. All right, let's, I might regret this because I kind of have to go to the bathroom, but we're just going to jump right in and try to play another game here. And even with all the Seekers, you know, one of the matchups I've really respected a lot, that's why I got a COP red in there, is Burn. And it takes really finding a new, just a new home. Keeps the format very honest. And it's funny, you can get very biased like life gain decks, and they still will lose to them. I'm sure you've all been there. I know I have. Let's see, new protection aura is the same. Oh yeah, I already talked about that. So yeah, this was Kaboot and Ho's original list, and then this is AZORIUS Boys, as I like to call it. I'm going to try to do some cool artwork for the YouTube video before I post. That's kind of the way I roll now. I upload it, and I'm hardwired in, so it happens pretty fast. It used to take like 4 or 5 hours. Well, I mean, the upload's pretty damn fast, but the quality, I don't like to release it till it looks nice because, you know, I spent all this time and money on the show for a reason, damn it. All right, we got 2 critters. Don't know what we're up against, and we got a Brainstorm. But, man, that could be really depressing. I'm going to throw it back. Ooh, got more depressing. I played this person, I think yesterday, but I can't remember. Need to push wizards to make it all online. Yeah, baby. We'll mulligan that. Double mole. This is not good. Keep this. We'll throw back the shadow. We'll throw back. Yeah, kind of like that. Gotta lose one or the other. One or the other. One or the other. Let's keep the protection. I'll regret whatever I don't choose, but we'll throw that one back. Done. At least we got a Delver opening, right? Maybe they're running Gutshot main, and we got the answer, baby. Woo! I'm going to lean on Mutagenic Growth over the snap there. If this flips, as we saw last game, you can kind of outrace people. Especially if you can make that Delver have a 4 toughness backside. Uh-oh. This deck doesn't like life gain. To trip or not to trip? That is the question. Let's hope we get lucky. Nope. But we do want to draw it. So this will be a mana production event turn. We'll cycle this for an island. Play the island. Do this. Do this. Just get everything right. Let's get stuff done. Mana's fixed. We got Of One Mind bait coming up if we can survive. We don't even know what we're up against here. Well, I better be careful. Don't want to yield with the answer in my hand here. I'll just keep clicking, even though my fingers are starting to hurt. Exaggerating. Forest, Radiant Fountain, Walls. Okay, well, maybe we should have kept Snap. See how that always works out against you? Dun, dun, dun. One can play 100 Flicker card through Flash Enchantment, Current Creature as Shroud. This is true. Yes, we will reveal that, baby. Woo! Let's go. We got a blocker. Let's go get Of One Mind. Show me Of One Mind. That's like the best thing right now. Boop. Nope. All right. Well, it's not going to be that big of a surprise, is it? He's like, what on earth is this guy playing? Won't be the first time I've heard that, right? Let's brainstorm. Well, I'll do that. Attack! Roar! Maybe we can pile up the mutagenics for a Alpha Strike EOT style. Yeah. Yeah, Lexi's Cloak. Yeah, we had a little homage to that in one of our way long ago videos. How long's Pauperganda been around? 4 or 5 years now. I think I'm right about that one. Shoot. This game might be over, but Walls is a great deck. It's fun to see it work. They've got all the pieces they need. Boom, boom. Yeah. Huh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All this stuff. Remove enchantment. Alexi's cloak. There it is. Yeah, yeah. Well, we might get lucky with a block. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go. Okay. I hate to do this, but haste almost doesn't matter right now at this point, huh? Do want to get rid of walls though. Let's do it. Kind of a sucky play here, but we take 4 life to get rid of a wall and don't attack for much, but what are you gonna do? I'm gonna get rid of walls. That's what. I'm gonna decrease that count there. And what on earth did I put back? It was wasn't it Brainstorm? I don't think we cycle here. I think it was Ash Barrens Brainstorm. I think I need more coffee. Boy, our avatars couldn't be further apart. Illumination, darkness. Yeah, it's got flash. It's pretty good. Oh no. I don't have that many defenders, but this deck gets out of control really quick. So much so we're going to go like this. And there we go. Soratami Rain Shaper. Turn a land you control. Target creature you control gains Shroud until the end of turn. I have never seen this played against me. I love firsts. I think this is a Brainstorm, or I need more coffee. It is. We have a chance, but it's a small one. Brainstorm here. We have life, but it might not matter. We'll do this. We'll play this. And we're going to gut shot this. I'm not waiting around for life. I don't want any shenanigans going on. Oops. Well, that's kind of... I thought that said 1, and my heart dropped for a minute. I'm like, oh no. You can just avoid it with what's already out there. But no. They've only got 1 card. This deck seems to always have it, though. So we just got to get... You know, we're helping. We got to get lucky. We'll cycle right away for the Ash Barrens because I think there's 2 in a row there. Spicy. Oh, yeah. I'm late to the party, says MGM Tep, but I can remove enchantments. It's hilarious fun. Let's see what they got. It's probably a bunch of toys that are going to scare me. Yep. Another one of those. Another one of those. Guardian shows up, and down comes Delver. Wonder if this guy's a really big James Bond fan. So much so that he's 2 Qs. Here they go, folks. Stop me if you've heard this one before. I'll take a beating by this deck any day of the week over a boring Tron matchup. We've got just enough counterspells that I've done okay against Tron. I think it's like very small sample size, but right around the 60% so far. Ooh, the breeze color. I would like to think if I was a magic card, I would probably be a Rain Shaper. That'd be so cool. If you could be have a superpower. I'd like an eclipse to follow me around and a rainy cloud like the old Peanuts cartoon. But in a good way, not in a depressing way. I just love rain. All right, here we go. Opponent drew 2. Don't really want to reveal that we're drawing dead here. Gosh, why can't this be like the shadow card, right? Let's just run in here. We're going to lose one of our dudes. Kind of sucks. Oh, we're not. Okay. We are bluffing. This Ash Barrens can do it all, folks. It can defend. It can... What else? I think we're getting very lucky here. I think our opponent is just drawing poorly. Only got one card. Maybe they're holding an Ash Barrens. Unlikely. Really want that shadow card to show up. I'll cycle this. Go get another island. Time to get coffee? It is. Pretty soon, damn it. Well, that's kind of cool. I can stop one big thing. Hey, I don't like to give this deck time. We've got 3 Mutagenics hiding in our list. Got a counterspell now. I think we just wait. See, I can be patient sometimes. It's an act, but I can pull it off. Maybe I'd be more patient if I drank less coffee. I'm sure the two don't help each other. Dang it. Quit gaining life. Man, he'd be at 1 life. We could have won that turn if it wasn't for Radiant Fountain. Why did I just yield to that? Because I don't play control much. My finger was on the button and I just said, okay, like a dummy. But now, I don't know if that's... I don't think I counter that. I should have countered the Mole Drifter, but I mean, he's already got 2 of them out there. The Empath, what the heck? This guy's got all kinds of new stuff. Let me make this a little nicer for my viewers. Llanowar Empath enters the battlefield Sky 2. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it in your hand. I'll allow that. I'd kind of like to use this on my turn if he's got any sort of tricks. How good would a snap be right now? I hate to do it on a Mole Drifter, but we can at least counter it the second time around because this dummy let the other one through. That we want to counter. I don't know why people run the damage versus the loss of life. That's just, you can make every color. Maybe they're not aware of it. I don't know. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. And I like this because we've shown them, like, we've got counter spells. You better be ready. There might be 4 of them. We all know there's not, but they don't. Maybe they do. We do play quite a bit, so. All right, I really want to see Shadow, Preordain, or Brainstorm. Come on, something. Not another creature. Well, let me just yield here. We're giving them way too much time. That 4/4 Mole Drifter is really being a problem. I want to snap. I want to brainstorm. I want all kinds of good stuff. But sometimes this is where the deck can just draw lands, and you're like, come on! Gonna suppress the rage. This isn't good. Oh, all right. Wealth of Riches. Infinite mana. Lots of creatures. Time to do it all. Hello? Yes? Oh. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. What did he vote for? Does it show you what he voted for? Hold on a minute here. Show game log. Votes for Valakut Evoker, so will I. I always want to vote for the same thing, otherwise they get 2 cards. And now we're in deep crap. This will be fun. Just for the education of people that might not have seen the Walls deck, if you've been living under a pauper rock, this is how it works, and this is how they beat ya. In the meantime, I'll write down my little notes here. Walls, and there's a L. So they're generating all that mana. They do their thing. See how they're doing that? I won't make them go through all of it. We'll concede here. Save his fingers. If this was a tournament, you definitely want to make them go through all the steps because those valuable seconds can lead to something. Boop. Begin sideboarding. What on earth shall we do? COP Red would be pretty funny. I think they're running that. Don't know if Standard Bearer would be worth anything here. But I'm going to bring 1 in. We don't need both High Priests, not much removal going on, and not much stuff getting through. I believe, Yeah, Standard Bearer, you know, if they've got that creature, they're not, they might, usually it's that creature split with Freed from the Real, so I don't think it's worth bringing in. Depends. I think that's all we do here, guys. I like the counter spells because if a snap ever shows up, which was frustrating, it didn't. But if it does, we can do good things. It'd be cool if there was an Acolyte for blue, wouldn't there? And all these little snap tricks and stuff, they would just be able to say, nope. I think Holy Light, not against walls. Sometimes they have the really go wide creature build of not walls and like a lot of more of like an elf base. So those are nice. This card. I just love how old the artwork is, and that's one people never see coming. Alrighty, we'll go like this. Another card, if you like this deck and you want to change it up, Fade Away is a nice option because we don't have many creatures and we usually have enough mana to help pay for things. And you usually want to be, you have to play it on your turn, and it'll help trigger Seeker and Sky Theater and such. So, ooh, I need some more. Who yawns after having 8 cups of coffee? This guy. Any news on the Spicy RD list from last week? Yes, Geomonkey is the name of it, and we'll be playing it next week. I'll make it official. And if you want to send us an email, pauperganda@gmail.com, I'll just text you out the latest list. Or if I remember, I've got it in my notes here to... actually, I'm glad you brought it up again because my notes were very hard to interpret. Geomonkey post list on Facebook. So if you go to our Pauperganda Facebook page or Deluxe-a-Cough, I know I've got 2. It's kind of irritating. The list will be there. All right, we're going to keep this. We've got a nice fly package. We've got Shadow Rift of 1 mine or mana. This is a great hand, unless they've got like Gut Shot themselves. We'll keep. Yeah, thank you for that, Esther. Yeah, it's so pleasant last week. I mean, we had a great show and went 4-1, and the only one that we lost was to a really cool new deck with even a cooler name, Geomonkey. Love it. What's in a name? A lot, I think. For this guy anyway. I guess it's your audience, right? Some people probably don't care, but... I'm so glad months ago we coined Brute Squad. That was just the perfect name for that deck. Not some boring... I don't know what, like... Azorius robots. It's like, that's not too bad either. Azorius is just a cool sounding word. Alrighty, let's brainstorm here. Ugh, boy, that's ugly. Yeah. Put this on top and then the Shadow Rift, right? We'll go like that. I hope I did this right. I'm always a idiot with that stuff. Always second guessing myself. So we've got enough lands. We don't need any more. Let's go make things right with a Plains from probably one of my favorite artists who's been canceled, Therese Nielsen. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I think I'm going to try to, once the economy gets back on its feet and I've got a little more spending cash, probably go to her website and buy one of her originals. Help support her since Wizards turned their back on her. Here we go. Right when I said we don't need Holy Light, Quirion Ranger shows up. Who's an idiot? This guy. Winding Way. Here we go. Beautiful art there too. All right. Come on over. Here we go. Cool. Well, we got an answer. I'm just going to hardcast this, guys. I ain't doing anything else. Boink. All right. Clunky, but it works. It's like an old truck. Snap time. That's oh, it hasn't shown us anything new. Alrighty. All right. Yeah, it's getting kind of weird, huh? Let's snap first. Boop. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean, at least we can do it. We're going to cast out 1 mine, but we're showing the clunky side of the deck here when we have a lot of spells and not much to do with other stuff. Whoop. Let's, yeah, let's do this now. Cool. I play land? I did. Here we go. I've got to retrade my son. I gave him 10,000 basic lands that didn't match because I hate when I import a deck and it only, you know, it picks like a grab bag of all this stuff, and big tournament no playing with a bunch of different ones. But anyway, for Geomonkey, I only have snow-covered lands, but it made me think like maybe Scred belongs in the list, but I don't think it does. One good thing about red decks and strategy and building around them is that you're able to do something with against creatureless decks, meaning you just point it to their face. I don't have any creatures in our yard. We already have evasion, so I'm going to Shadow EOT here just to draw the card. There we go. And we got a real creature. I better keep up on this stuff. He's got Axebane down and Wall of Roots here. Boop. Let's do that. Ooh-wee. The boys have shown up. All right. I'm going to do this now. And we'll do this. We'll do this. And then we'll do this. Let's see some love. Ooh. Sorry for all the sound effects. I think we go snap here. Snap here, dear. Yeah, we'll do snap. Any order, baby. We ain't gonna get there. Woo! Here we go. The boys have shown up. I guess Delver would be Homelander. Maybe Seeker. He's got like the most powerful stuff. Any of y'all in the chat watch that show on Amazon Prime? I wish that's one of those shows like Dexter. I wish I could just have selective amnesia and watch it for the first time again. Just to experience it. Twittering rats. Still here. All right. The boys are about to show their power. Woo! Let's get lucky on top of everything else. Nope. Nah. We'll keep them in secrets. All right. First things first. Let's be the irritating person y'all know I am. And we'll go like this and say always, always. Never know. Might come to a third game. It's hard to run 3 colors in Pauper. Also, yes, the boys are so good. Says, I don't think it's that hard. Asking me questions when I'm trying to untap my mana. What's wrong with you? All right. Let's gain some life here. Come on, draw me something good. Tethmos is pretty dumb against this. If we go to a game 3, I'm just going to get rid of them because nothing's dying. If they have anything, it's probably in the journey department. Augur of Bolas the Deep. Nice one. I like it. Yep, that's spot on. All right, we don't have any white instants, so I'm gonna tap the white here. We might find Counterspell. Come on, Augur. Show me the boys. All right, cool. Check this out. Any order. We'll go like this, and zap, and boom. The boys have shown up. Sorry, I'm probably getting irritating. I'll put this up here. Yeah, I'll put it here. Bam. And just like that. Alrighty. We pull even with a win. And here we go. Yeah, our first break today. I almost forgot about it. I found the old fake ban video. So you want a real big head scratcher when I go get a refill on coffee, use the facilities, you're going to see a entirely new set of cards be spoiled that I think it's from the year 2042. invented mechanics, made up things, all kinds of stuff, all in good fun. All right. Gut shot was pretty good there. I ain't gonna lie. A little situational though. They didn't. Oh, they did see our COP red. We revealed it. So, You know, COP red's pretty dumb actually because they can just keep activating with infinite mana. So I'm not even gonna play it. I should have thought of that the first time. See, proof I need even more coffee. I'll bring in another gut shot. Let's go. Nichols is in the house. I believe with your fresh writing weekend, we have a great article coming out from Pauperpedia soon on the new set. I'm sure one of many, but you know, reached out to me earlier, and good luck to you. Sorry, I wasn't much more help. It sounds boastful, but I get a lot of those kind of requests, and I gotta have my show and my stuff too. Otherwise, I spend all day helping others, which I try to do. I got a lot of time, but we'll keep this. It's a really clunky hand, but I like it. Whoop. You're right. Color aggro isn't as bad anymore. Survivor's Encampment. Oh, that's it. Yep. I know a little bit about those cards. Yeah, you could argue 3-color aggro is what Brute Squad is. Oh, thank you for that, Nichols. I know I'm sometimes unfortunately try to please everyone, and you know where that ends up. You end up pleasing no one. But I just had to be honest with you and be like, here's the Cliff Notes. Here we go. Hopefully it's raining in your neck of the woods. I know it is here. It's a rare thing. I'm excited. Shows how much I love Pauper. It's raining outside, and I'm still doing the show. I might normally just be staring out the window like some bad Dr. Phil promo. All right, Defender. I have never seen this card before. Uberworld Captive. Very cool art. Ooh, Chris Ron? I better read what the card does. I'm sitting here staring at the art and oogling over it, and the whole point of it is transform that into a 4/6. I don't know. I guess it's gut shot proof. Outside of that, a little bit cutesy. All right. We're going to go get an island against our Better Judgment. We don't have any white in our hand. You know, I should have taken out the other High Priest. We'll do this. And if it doesn't flip, that's fine. We'll just really lay it on thick with Delver here. Being not much is dying. Who's right? Who's talking about what? Huh? Want to do 3-color Flicker with Chittering Rats, my favorite. Oh, he came to the wrong place, TM. Was 6 life. I've been bagging on Chittering Rats for like 6 months now. But if the deck's designed to just lock people up, then yeah, it's still a good card, but Black's got to move on from that. All right, we've got some options here. I'm just going to do this now. We've got a Strix, but I want to stop the masses from moving. Nope, that sucks. Okay, let's hey, oh, a little frustrating there. I can get in damage. He's got that. I shouldn't snap here. I should have more discipline. Let's play a Delver. We'll Shadow Rift, still get in damage. And hopefully draw a plane. Frankly, anything. Alright, I'll take it. That's fine. Temporal Spring and Memory Lapse. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I call that Rat Lock. I think after that really bad 80s show, Matlock, when I first saw it. I'm so glad that deck fell from popularity, boy. I think it's up for best way to make the format really boring or just like, I don't want to play this, you know. It took the title from Tron for a few weeks there, but fell out of favor. All right. It's just in case it's snap time first. It's snap time with your special guest, Deluxikov. Uh-oh. What is this new devilry? Damn it. Oh, that hurts. All right. Well, we just got to get lucky here. Come on, baby. No. And no. Ew. That was a stultifying turn. Well, we can attack. Oh, it just got mutagenic. Be like, no. Well, this went from first to worst real quick. That was a very good play by our opponent. That was like a pithing needle. Just dink. Sorry, that was loud. Forgot about memory lapse. Yep. Going that route, boy, I think you should probably mess around with Mesmeric Fiend tricks, too, if you're going to have all the architecture of instant flickers and things like that. This is getting grim quick, guys. Our Delvers are not agreeing with us. Our mana is not agreeing with us. And our opponent had a crucial play, but they're hellbent. They got everything they need. So it comes down to this. As I try to inject fake hype into this. Alrighty. Well, let's do this and this. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Even that was a little misplay. Alright. 9 minutes here. I'm really butchering the stack of these things. Shows how little I've... Which one we're talking about? Oh, memory lapse, yeah. It's a pretty good card. They've already got pretty much everything they need here, so it's not like I can counter this. I don't know what I'm doing. Good thing is when they kind of draw dead, we got plenty of time. It's not like we're going to get attacked by 1-2 on 1-4. I mean, we've got 9 turns of that. What on earth is this? Oh, is he transforming it? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Something to do. That's okay. I take it back. That's I don't think I would play it, but I see why they did it. Like if you get marooned and you don't draw enough, and what do I do with all this mana? Well, let's make this thing huge, and it's synergistic with the deck because it's a defender, and then later game you can do all this stuff. So that's pretty cool. Instead of drawing a card like Remain, deny them the draw. One of my very, very first big tournament outings back in Invasion Block. For the New Orleans Pro Tour, I think it was. I got second place. It was like a 16-hour day of playing cards, and I had a Mystic Snake deck with Temporal Springs. So, yeah, I really, really like that deck. I know I call everything Tempo, but it was. I think it was Exclude and Repulse, all 4 of. I had Blurred Mongoose. It was a pretty standard list at the time. My deck was wildly weird, and I think I had Lay of the Land. It was a 1 green drop that let you go. Just in testing, I found it was just really crucial to get my land just right and have that consistency, and it really meant the difference of the tournament. A lot of people were playing similar lists, and they didn't do nearly as well. And the games I would be able to watch, and I finished early, I would notice it was always when they would lose, it was their mana. So, a little pat on my back by myself. A ton of mana. Doesn't go back to their hand like Remand would. And all you viewers out there, if you don't know, make sure if you're on Facebook at all, it's such a superior place for ideas compared to like a Twitter. It's because you can post pictures, you can have you can go back and look at it. I hate how restrictive Twitter is, but so if you are on Facebook and such, make sure to check out Pauperpedia. It's like my go-to cheat site. I just kind of repost what they post in case you don't know about them. But cut out the middleman and just follow them. What's going on here? Am I missing something? This can't keep getting bigger, can it? Nope. I don't know. They're just making really big stuff. Okay. Curious. Who would have thought? Remember when I said we had 9 turns? Well, at least we've got the Augur. He can eat a lot of that. Ouch! 9 damage coming in for half. Bam! Who knew that would happen? Alright. Well, we like this, but man, if we don't draw a land, we really need a blocker here, but what do you guys think? We need a blocker to survive. If we don't hit land, I mean, it's very prominent that we're going to be able to see a land with Preordain, but if we don't, the game's lost. So I think the play here is to just drop a Augur. I hate playing like a coward. Let's see if I was right. There's no... Ooh, okay, so there was 1 land. All right. And we get nothing. And he's out there to just be a speed bump at the moment. Anyway, let's attack for 6. Next turn we'll be able to hit for 8 if we're alive. We still have to... Yeah, that's the bigger one, so I think we got this one. We'll see. They might just draw the combo here. Or like a Vivian's Grizzly or something. That would be horrible right now. Ooh. Alright, we don't mind that at all. We've got all the parts, just no gas. Looks like we're going to go 2-0 to start off the day here. We'll block the big boy. Got to keep enough life to throw out a Mutagenic, don't we? 5. They are hellbent, so even if they're playing some weird lightning bolt variant, we'll still be alive. In theory. Hey, look at that. I'll just do it to do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm wasting everyone's time. I'm sorry. Just the purist in me wants to do this, to this, to this, to this. Attack! Roar! All right. Okay, guys. Hey, enjoy our fake band commercial here. It's all make-believe. Don't get all upset. And we'll be back to play more of The Boys in just a minute. Be right back.
First up on our predictions for the banned and restricted list for 2042 should come as no surprise. Barns of Burning. There is a reason this card has become the bane of the Pauper format, spawning tier 1 decks like Barns, Burning Hound, and Super Dummy just to name a few. Wizards would be crazy to let Barn continue to burn in the Pauper metagame, and we predict it will be banned come Monday. Our ban prediction? 97%. Next on our ban prediction may come as a surprise to some non-tournament regulars out there, but grinders will all rejoice once it's banned. That card is Corvid Contract. Intent decks have dominated Magic since the mid-30s, and this decade is no different. The contract's ability to create non-specified tokens has been abused recently and caused a surge in Corvid casualties not seen since the days of Hitchcock. While some would argue this card is nothing without bird seedlings, it has proven itself too powerful in a format dominated by intent sorceries. Our ban prediction? 82%. Third on our ban prediction list is Graveborn Gunner. While Courtyard proved too powerful in recent expansions, Courtyard 2 seems just right. Some would argue too right. While Courtyard decks only see play in casual rooms, the additional ability causing target player to be unable to receive puts this right in the banning crosshairs. This card would be great even without the receive ability. With it, we predict it won't be around too long. Our ban prediction? 60%. And if they don't do it this quarter, for sure it will be banned in early 43. Surprised this card is 4th on our list? Well, you shouldn't be. Ever since R&D made that awful Care Bears expansion back in 26, Cute has been on the menu. The good news is that tardigrades have proven to be a fan favorite. The obvious bad news is that Super Reach is always and was always broken beyond repair. Add to that, it has protection from Lignin. You can't go one round in a tournament without seeing some form of Lignin in the player's mana. Our ban prediction? 47%. Cute is on its way out. Last on our ban list is relatively new to tournament play. Get it? But seriously, quantum jokes aside, this card single-handedly made White Weenie triple in strength and potency, and for the last 9 years, quantum decks have been White's domain. Many have suggested this card should be upgraded to a rare given the surge in Goro prices. While we agree, we also agree this card should and will eventually be banned, just not this time around. Sorry, Yevmi players, your sideboards will continue to suffer the wrath of quantum for the time being. Get it? Sorry, bad joke. Our ban prediction? 31%. So there you have it, our ban prediction list for the upcoming 2042 Pauper ban list. What do you think will be banned in 2042? Comment in the chat, and thanks for watching Pauperganda.
Upgrade your next meal to perfection. Cast Searing Spice to instantly enchant any meal. Defend your food from boredom. Get Thermo Alchemist Searing Spice. Untap the flavor.
Available at Singular Superstore and Marasas Market.
Hey everybody, we're back. And thank you for the compliments. I think we did 4, or was it 5? Never mind. Yeah. Funny little spoilers there. I just, man, when it's that time of year, you know, and everybody's going to be doing their thing. No offense to anybody. It's just, you know, when you've been in a game as long as I have, you just, everybody, especially over at Pure MTGO, which I rarely look at that anymore. Kind of, I don't know. I just stopped going there a lot, but doesn't mean you should. But I think it's because of Pauperpedia. I tend to just lean on what they say, and so my Fridays going there and seeing what things we're doing is kind of irrelevant at this point. But why do I bring this up? Well, I just remember when I started writing for them way back, and every time a set would come out, it was just like, my set review, this set review, so-and-so set review, and just get a little neurotic about it. What's the main board? Why the main board gut shot? So I can hit my own priest at instant speed, and it's just a nice flexible card. And I also believe I had all 4 on the sideboard, and I wanted even more synergy with being able to clear the way, keep things alive, and trip up the Strix and Secret of the Way at instant speed, and just get rid of crap that's in my way. And surprisingly effective in a lot of games. We've already seen it today, where you're just like, gotta stack the blocks, you know, and nothing better than a free spell. All right, we like this. Yeah, this could get a little clunky, but we'll keep it. Can't ask for much more on this. Of course you can. Here we go. Ooh, haven't seen this one before. Beautiful. Slivers again. Yep. And of course, my brother's calling me for the first time in probably a month on the one day I can't talk. in like a 3-hour window. That's just how life works, isn't it? That's so funny. Hope it's nothing serious. All right, here we go. Yield here. Sorry about the Slivers matchup. I know we already faced it, so it's I don't know, did this just place really good or have some posting somewhere? Because it seems a little overrepresented today, doesn't it? Alrighty, I think the play here is just to Preordain, trip the wilds, unless we get real lucky and draw a plane. Which wouldn't be that lucky because we really want this to flip. Let's see what we get. Nope. Boink. Alrighty. Well, let's do this. Trip it. We'll go get a plane. That'll be poison there. It might not be as important, but we'll see. Alright. Well, yeah, we'll say I could make this flip if I just go top, huh? Down, top. Yeah, we'll do this, and then this, and be able to do it at the beginning. I think we're just going to cast Ash Barrens as is, drop a Seeker and the Delver, and try to win this race. Hope they can stay off of colored mana here. Boy, I thought I had seen all the lands. That is gorgeous. Sam Burley again. That guy's really moving up. You know, I look at the lands of every set that comes out, and I missed this one. That's one of the first full art planes I like. That's gorgeous. Sorry. You know, a little like deer in the headlights when you show me good art. Man. I'm like mesmerized by that land. I just want to like fall into it, stare at it all day. Ugh, this is getting grim quick. Yeah. We need a whole lot of snaps, and we need to keep drawing them and then have counterspells behind it. It can happen. As we reveal the card that's going to hurt us. We're going to have to use our dude on defense. Yeah, we want to show it. We'll go like this. I don't know if we have to... Are we already forced to play defense? I think we are. Frustrating series here. Don't get lucky all the time, I guess. All right, let's play this. We'll drop a defender, and I think we stay back. Yeah, I'm going to stay back. Because at 20 life, I'm not going to, you know, one more Lord drop, or we're getting in trouble with poison, everything. So we'll probably lost this first game. We'll see. Hey, Juan Navarro, 14. Reading backwards, sorry. Back at you. Greetings from Brazil. Greetings from America. Off that poison 2 per creature now. This is true. I would like Strix just because quite a bit more fairies in the metagame right now, and I just like having that free off switch against them. And the evasion is just always there, whereas the spell fist, even though we do have a very high count, it can get a little ridiculous. Oh man, this is when you hate this. I've got to block a Lord, then the 3 damage will go down. We're going to lose a lot of dudes here. All our dudes here. No, Seeker all live. Yeah. He knows we got Mutagenic, but can't really blame him. You just got to come on in here. Maybe they've got Groundswell or something. Finish this off real good, right? Wapapam. And Brazil and Italy, probably the biggest 2 hotbeds of Pauper. We will block. Let me see how this feels for the moment. We do this, zap that. Everything will go to 3. Those will die. Yeah, let's do that. Pay 2 life. That's going to hurt. I'm going to pull a little even here. Oops. That should have been Seeker of the Way for Halloween. They already got the haircut. Here we go. Bonk. We're alive. That's the goal. I feel like that was a better play there, but try not to be too boring. All right. Yeah, let's do this. Sit back again. I'm glad we drew Mutagenic. I mean, it hurts, but I know I would never play a forest. Come on, Creed. Let's go. Who names themselves Mr.? Must be like a older teacher type maybe that's just so used to being called that. It's just kind of funny. Maybe it's an inside joke or some character I don't know about in some anime or something. It just makes me giggle. Sometimes it's funny, like I'll run into somebody like in chess or even, you know, MTG or something, and their name's like the Master, and then you just throttle them, and it's like, yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to have that title. See, you jinxed me, Nichols. Okay, let's take out the poison. Oh man, I want to just take out everything. Ah. Damn it. I'm gonna block the Lord with the bad artwork because I don't want to see it. If we do that, that will live. It'll be a 3/3. These all die. Do I go all in here? I'm gonna try to get. Let's get rid of the lords. And let's click on our favorite creature, Homelander. Quite a bit of a stretch. Yield and watch the carnage kaplop. So we go to 8 poison counters. Yikes. Can we really pull this one off? That's going to be tough. It will be very tough. Man. I got a bluff that we've got something, but we don't. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I got a rock here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go all in here. It'd be nice to bluff a trade, but we're gonna have to block anyway. So drama isn't worth not getting another body out. Luckily, the boys have shown up, and we just need the mana to show up a little bit, or just draw. That's really what we need here. Don't be more gas. Don't be more gas. Don't be a journey. Don't be a lot of things. How about a land? I could be a grandmaster at cooking. Yes. I think I talked about that last week. There's the gas. But luckily he's only got 1 more mana. I think I brought that up last week where I would always come up with these self-deflating names for online personas. The first one I ever coined in Diablo was Tiny Boy the Week. Did we pull that one off? Whoa. The boys have shown up. All right. Game 2. Let's see if we can. Oh, all right. Well, he runs away. Well, you know what? If somebody's going to duck and cover, that's probably the best thing because we have already beaten Slivers in round 1. So we'll go right off to 4. Okay. Oh, I haven't lost yet. Find the West Queen's Gambit. What a phenomenal show. Yes. Yep, that's one of them. I like to have a category called selective amnesia. You just point like the Avatar cartoon, just to watch it again and experience it new. Ugh, boy, that's an ugly hand, isn't it? Yeah, I think we keep this. Ugh, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I have 2 lands. It's just double Ash Barrens. Ugh. Sorry for my prolific sound effects, people. Hopefully they're not too irritating. And thanks for joining me, everybody. It's like a commercial or something, but got a lot of choices out there, to say the least. I think it's pretty cool. Boy, this is a disciplined play here, huh? I think we got to go with an island. I don't know what I'm up against, but I'm going to pull island. I really want aggro me wants to go white there, but I'm just going to go from there. Doo-doo-doo. I like a cruel genie granted your wish 2 lands in your opener. Yeah, I know. Well said, Dreamer Stingo. I saw a meme dad joke yesterday, kind of morbid. Mom asking if there's a doctor after a kid collapsed. Guy says, I'm a doctor of psychology. She asked if her kid was going to live. He said, did he ever? Very Nietzsche. My humor is about as dark as it gets. I'm almost impossible to offend, so I love that stuff. All right. Let's do this. I see a forest, which means no blockers. So let's hope this flips. Very clunky hand. We've had a few of these hands. Playing any 2 colors with a lot of fixing, you're going to have it. But the flexibility later and the gas and the seeker is worth the trade, I think. He's not dead until someone says his name for the last time. Oh, I think it could be better to use 2 Ash Barrens and 4 Evolving, don't you? No, there's so many times I really... That Ash Barrens is a crucial drop. I can't have it not produce. No, I have no problems with the mana base. But you're well, I mean... Go for it. If you like the deck. Maybe I'm wrong. I had a weird dream last night, says Nickel, where you are pirates became the new hotness over you are fairies. Yeah, there's a fairy, I mean a pirate I really like. I think it's from it has a Rishidan connection, but Rashidin, I don't know how you say that. If you're wondering where Little Fight's at, he's usually my word police, and he's still bettering himself on those courses. So, alrighty. You know what? I could mana fix, but I'll save it for a boost later. We'll be able to block, and I'm just going to be Captain Air Power here, and hope the rest of the boys show up, because we can have one mine next turn. I think is better than Preordain with the board state where it is. But yeah, there's I think it's the cat purse. And like sacrifice a land unless you pay 1 or something. I've tried to make that work in a lot of different builds, but no, I'm surprised hasn't really evolved, and maybe somebody in the chat right now, this will spark the idea and you'll come up with the next thing. But I think there's a lot of synergy in the that one Adept and the Mana War, just having a really heavy control bounce build where the creatures do it too. I think you can really keep the board clear. Whoa, chat's going crazy. Resident Footpad, yep, thank you for that. Cannonade Tech, that's for sure. Yeah, the cat purse, I've always liked that card. Neat design. So, any idea what we're playing against? I have no idea. I'm seeing a lot of colors, and it's not Slivers or Tron, so I'm happy. I mean, been 100% against it, but still. All right, let's have one mind here before we do anything. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're just going to drop another Delver here. Keep our air police going. Don't know what we're up against. There might be Disfigure. There might be all kinds of weird stuff. So I'm going to really savor that Mutagenic Growth for a little defense there. Definitely not worried about a Oracle dying here. Sultai LD, I guess. LD, everybody's got their guesses in. Kenwaku in the house. And Pauper Tim have a good tempo tax deck with Footpad and Cat Purse. Nice. Here we go. Yeah, red's the big winner in that new set. My goodness. Followed right there by blue. Now we got to give blue all the help it can get, right? Ridiculous wealth of riches. It was nice to see. I think Preordain's being reprinted just for people that don't have many. I was really shocked about 2 or 3 years ago, and I loaded up all my extras, and this bot was like giving me a lot more money than I thought I had out. I was like, I'm just giving you a bunch of it. And I looked at each Preordain or something. It was like 3 tickets each. I was like, whoa. I was like, glad I had 40 of them. No joke. I mean, it was about that number. I'm giving away a bunch too. That explains blue. Well, what's the black for? No, with that creature base, maybe it's the Black Storm card. I always forget the name of that thing. Hopefully you guys like this deck. It hasn't lost yet, so that's good news. I can't do anything really at instant speed that would matter other than a 50-50 coin toss, so we might as well keep it up. Flip, please. Yes. Cool. Well, that's a little bit of a conundrum, isn't it? We don't really like Snap against this stuff. I want to draw stuff. Let's go find a plane. Those poor Seekers have been there since the beginning of the game. I'll take any kind of lands here. I'm going to throw these both on the bottom. I know Brainstorm can help us, but we don't really have a shuffling effect, and I don't want to get marooned. We'll do it again. Come on. I think we can just go for the kill here. It's just frustrating with... it's probably on bounce. I would assume the removal of choice here with this mana base. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Bottom, bottom. All right. The boys have shown up a bit too much. Here we go. We like this. Why do I have Gut Shot main? Sometimes you get little free wins like this if there's nothing else to end our plans. I think we go heavy on the Strix because I don't want to have an insect return with our mana base the way it is. And we are only going to have to invest in one of these. Yeah, I'm gonna go all in on the Strix because if something's gonna be returned, I'd rather it be that. All right. Well, let's save them both and really frustrate our opponent where he's like, does this guy just have everything? I'm sure that's probably going through their head. It's very, very hard out tempo deck that's willing to kind of go all in with these Phyrexian spells, I think they're called. Wait, which one's that targeting? This one. Okay. Let's do that to that. And then we will yield and enjoy the show. Uses Disruptive Student. Oh, yeah. I was, whenever there's redundancy like that, it's no newsflash, but there's always usually a pretty good deck there. So we swing in for 13. Not bad, the boys. But yeah, whenever you get that 8 to 12 card redundancy, you can really get some crazy stuff going on. All right. Well, you know what? Sometimes when you win too fast, it's a bad thing because we don't really know what we're up against. But we know Gutshot's really good against whatever it is. So I'm just going to call it the Colorful Mass. All right. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. We'll bring these in and Dispel maybe? Yeah, stuff will probably die, but not in the numbers. We'll get rid of a... It's often the cut. But today it's often the cut because we haven't seen much red or black. But we just saw some. But I'd rather lean a little bit more on the proactive plan there. I think I'm going to lose one Counterspell. These are just such a roadblock against these kind of decks where they can just whittle your life away little by little. But it's a lot of creatures, so I kind of want to keep the rifts in there. And look at me just go all in. Whoa! All right, maybe cut one rift. And what else? One Brainstorm. Let's try this. Here we go. All right. If you wouldn't mind taking a minute and emailing somebody or something that knows about Pauper and just letting them know. Like, get our numbers up there and growing. Can't do that without your help, so appreciate any word of mouth on Discord or if you guys are on Twitter, which I go on, I think, 2 minutes a year just to like post, hey, here's a video or here's our new show. But we're always on Facebook. I'm looking at this. Somebody's like, on one of our YouTubes, I think it was just last week's video, they're like, hey, why aren't you on, I think Litified answered that one. But I saw the other thing, it was like, why aren't you on Reddit and Discord? And I'm just like, because there's not much time left if you do all that stuff. Just constant alerts and crap. It's like, life's too short. People know where to find me. I can't post here, post there, post here, post there. Answer this. Just got to have a hub. So I appreciate anybody having our back. And if you do, all right, we got to put 2 cards back. This sucks. We got Delver. Yeah, okay. Of one mind. I'll do that. Done. Painful, but I think that's the right choice. It's hard to keep up with every Pauper outlet, trust me. Oh, yeah. I know. But in that regards, too, if you do find or see something elsewhere, I know I officially am in that content creators tournament thanks to, I should have remembered, I forget, one of you out there, thank you. Sorry, I didn't write your name down and remember who it was, but they put me in contact with the right person, and now I'm in. Maybe I'll play the boys. All right. Let's hope for no shenanigans and a lot of flipping. Well, plenty of shenanigans on our side. Their color is beautiful. I like that city artwork of that island too. It's a neat little sky shot. It's amazing how much math is in drawings like that. You've got to work out all those infinity angles. Otherwise it'll look goofy. Like if you draw a line, if you draw a line like this down all the edges of those buildings. It's how artists line up the correct angles and stuff, and you actually have a point if you extend the canvas far enough. I think it's called the infinity point. There's probably somebody in the chat that knows better than me, but they all point to that. The Boros garrison is a very good example of that. Just that, if you follow the line off to the horizon, you'll see there is a point that you can line up all the lines and angles of everything, and they all point to that. All right, enough chat. Never enough. Yes. Let's get another flip. I'll always side on Delvers over the Sky Theater. Let's set this up. You know, I should just say top, top. Top and top. We'll get a nice flip out of that. My brain's slowly waking up. Those decisions are a little bit easier than a couple rounds ago. Yes, Nimchimsky, it's very, very similar. And when I saw it, I was really kind of mad at myself for not figuring that out, because it takes the weaknesses of that, and you put Seeker in any list, and you know, it's just formidable right away. It's like, problem. Keeps you in so many games and allows us to have that really flexible ultra count of mutagenics and gut shots. Who knows? Maybe we'll go 5-0 today. I don't know. I'm just here to have fun. Vanishing Point. Thank you, Dreamer Stingo. Sorry, I'm reading all over the place. Give them hell. I don't know who else is in it, Nichols. I think that guy's name is, or the main guy's name is Mason Comp or something. That's his MTGO handle or something. Frustrating. Thank goodness we're going to reveal Gut Shot. I just wish we could throw down that Delver at instant speed, darn it. All right. I think this is underplayed. I can't say where and when, but it's a hell of a good card. Little Fight's got some builds with that Mistbladed Shinobi that are just excruciatingly frustrating to play against. When they work, it's gorgeous. Yes. I didn't even look to see what it was, but we all know. All right, we'll bring this out. We'll bring this out. And then we'll shoot this out. Get out of our way. Kapow. I ain't waiting around. I ain't selfish. Let's go. Boom. Start winning this game, darn it. I think an Agony Warp is in our very near future. Oh, Nimchimsky, yes. Well, thank you to you, my friend. I knew it was one of our paladins of Pauper. I'll tell you who I miss is Mike Man. He used to be such a regular viewer, and he just vanished. But I think I mentioned that like a year or something ago, and then he just popped in, and I was like, whoa, man, lurking. All right, did we block here? I think we do. I don't want more bouncy tricks. Make him use his mana to kill Strix, and hopefully the Delver flips, and we can just end this. But thank you for that, Nims. There it is. All right. He 2-for-1s us. Or no, he doesn't. He 1-for-1s us. This flip's not going to be that bad. That play, not so much the Agony Warp, but the attacking really lets you know that they've got some ninja in their hand. I do not want to see, if you want to fight this deck really well, Weather the Storm Extreme Life Gain can, you know, put this out of reach real quick. Every deck's got a weakness. That's this one's. Come on, flip, baby, flip. Nope. Ready? We'll do this to this. I'm happy about this. We'll rock like this. Sure. Let's make sure something flips. Both things flip. Alrighty. Yeah, it'd be nice to put that out right now, wouldn't it? Alright, so top, top. Attack, attack. It's going to be a bloodbath next turn unless they've got... maybe they've got Evankar's Justice or something, and the last joke's going to be on me, right? All right. Hopefully the time frame didn't screw everybody up. I know I said so at the top of the show, but America's got this really goofy farming logic with their clocks, and so it messes up the rest of the world. All right. Here we go, here we go. We're going to get ninja'd. At this point, it's almost a net tempo loss. Nah. What do we have here? I don't mind that so much. So we know gut shot's coming. We don't really need Augur there. Be nice if we had him. But see, this is so much better than Chittering Rats. If you're going to have the excuse of, except for the synergy of, Gamaji Witches, but you can time it. You got evasion, you got the same devotion count, and yet, again, if you build the deck around it, I get it, but for just how most mono black decks are built, it's, card's got to go. Yes, and yes. It's like the ultimate card we could have had on the top of our deck. Unless they've got Dispel. Yay! And we crash over for 8. Almost enough. Some yuck. What do you think about the Fiery Cannonade? Aggro deck is dead in Pauper? No. It's going to be a lot harder. I kind of wish that spell wasn't printed. I don't think it's going to be banned or anything. I just... it's hard for creatures to catch up. I mean, Seeker of the Way and that kind of stuff excluded the boys. But yeah, if you're joining the slate, I went over the whole set of cards at the top of the show. I don't want to do it twice. So just watch it on YouTube later if you're really curious, but it's pretty standard stuff. Benevolent Blessing, blue with its ridiculous Wealth of Riches, getting the 2 best Monarch cards. Hell, why not? Alrighty. I'm going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be back right after some comical little bear with nunchucks.
What format is best? Let me show you. Vintage is very powerful. Legacy too. Modern is strong. There's standard. But the king of them all is Pauper.
How do you like that?
Is that beautiful? And then you're gonna have the same thing. If you're financially smart enough to play Pauper instead of other formats, your money may not be sure what to do with itself. At Augur Financial, we'll help it save for the future, combining careful study with our new ThoughtCast app. Augur Financial, learning from the tragic lessons of other formats.
And we're back. I don't know about this hand. I'm getting in deep trouble really quick, so I'm going to mulligan it. That's a lot of land, and if we just see more land and no problems, I'm going to be mad. Oh, man. Telling you, some of the worst draws I've had with this deck are on this show live. I've been playing it for weeks. I mean, we've won every game, but still, it's a little frustrating. It's not accurate. We'll keep this. Don't know what we're up against. Probably won't need this. And I guess, something tells me, my spidey senses, I guess we'll get rid of this. Done. And we'll just drop the wilds and bring out a plane and kind of have a little bit of a slow roll here. I think the gut shot. I got a feeling, folks. Augur Financial. One of my favorite commercials. The ThoughtCast app. There's so many hidden jokes in that one. Oh, no problem, Sammy Dick. I almost read that just fine because I got a little dyslexia. So it helps me keep up with people that don't know the language well. 10 times smarter than me already, knowing 2 languages. Well, look at this colorful creation. What is this? Some sort of tortured existence hybrid? I'm Italian. Very nice. Hey, hope you guys are staying safe out there. I know there's a lot of COVID craziness still going on. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna play this. We'll save this for the life gain later. Yeah. We'll do that. All right, that's enough lands for the rest of the game. Yeah, I think that format's aggro demise is vastly being overinflated, but it will have an effect. Okay. It's snap time. It's snap time by the river. How am I going to do this to this? Just because. I want to create tempo and time. Crypt Rat's such a good card. Go the extra mile and get the original art. So much better. Gonna lean out with Augur here. Cool. Oh boy, that's a tough one, huh? I guess we take up one mind. Any order. Post this, drop this, and all of a sudden we have gas. Well, I really like High Priest. Thank goodness there's going to be a match where we're not citing that out and stuff, because Crypt Rats are definitely going to get some use out of the High Priest here. And now we've had a good show so far as not losing, but I haven't really been able to show off that tech. So hopefully it happens. We'll see. And hopefully they have no more swamps. And that's another reason for Gut Shot. You know, how good would it be right now? Top deck it, zap. I mean, he's probably got some way to bring it back, given these what we've seen of the graveyard here. But who knows? Pirate aggro. I have not actually done a search. I forgot to on any good pirates, but y'all are out there. Are there any good ones? I mean, outside of the shapeshifter changeling talk. All right. Like that. I like that. Gonna have to spend the whole turn to do that. Do we play it now? Is the key. Let's trick this. Okay, that's enough boys. I need more tricks now. We'll pull Island out. I want to save that mutagenic for the High Priest. Question being here, though, if something's got to die, so. All right. Do we do it now? If he drops a swamp, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. He can activate 4. And he might go really greedy and do that, but then we don't have a target for it. That'll be a little frustrating. I think we just sit back here. Frustrating. I want to be aggro, but Crypt Rats put some sugar in the gas tank. Yeah, see, this is when a hive mind is a great thing. Butter Ghost. What a cool name. Oh yeah, the Flying Men. Was that a pirate? I can't quite remember. Alrighty. Is that a real card? Is that one of those weird Pauper legends? They're just gigantic, expensive, and ridiculous. It's so funny. Love that stuff. Okay. Yeah, I would have played High Priest if I had a target, but we don't have a target yet. But that's going to change. Crypt Rat's got that covered. What is he going to do now? I think I'm not going to save the Seeker. I'm just going to let stuff die here and save it for High Priest. Yeah. Let's let those go. Just don't have a no bog. Which is cool, because you would think that this is not a deck that you would need graveyard against in a AZORIUS list, right? Not historically, but our High Priest has something to say about that. Those two cards are ridiculous, Seeker and High Priest. I mean, getting the stuff back at instant speed like that, it's kind of gross. All right, so we're bringing out the Priest. We'll EOT, grab that Seeker probably. What's really cool too is you can instantly grab Augur, and if you need a spell in a pinch or something. So it seems like I'm piloting this well, but it can be done better, believe me. Yeah, one of those things where the synergy, meaning the pirate talk that we're having, isn't worth the drawback. What do we have here? This looks pretty nasty. Dang it. All right. I'm going to float it all, but our High Priest will live. Our Delver will die. And we will try to reach for the sky. Whoop. Oh, little problem with this plan. Our Priest will live, but whatever we grab is going to die. So we might as well, because he's activating for 3, we might as well grab the Augur just so we can get a card out of it. Stop me if you don't get that one. Always yield. The way the stack works, Crypt Rats can be a little hard to work around, but at least our High Priest will live. Hey, Snap or Preordain. I'm going to go with Preordain here. I'd rather have that happen. Oh, you know, we could snap our Priest. Yeah, I think we snapped the Priest. How many Crypt Rat recursion things can he have? Let's grab Snap here. Any order. Yield through this. Bloodbath continues. Smash. He's doing more damage to himself than we are. It's kind of frustrating. Let's make sure to attack first. Alright. Yeah, that's kind of weird. It's awkward, you know, not an ideal play. I think the plan has changed now, though. We'll just cast this. Drop this. And we can at least save something here and get back the other Seeker. So glad that the High Priest plan is actually playing. I just don't want to see any more damn rats. There's only so many ways I can fight that off. Oh, so this is a TE. Alrighty. Well, we're in for a long one, folks. If I was editing the video, I'd be like, you know, speed it up, fast forward everything. Butter Ghost 82. I sure like that name. Wish I could go back in time and change my name. Just used it since the way beginnings of the internet, pretending to be someone of Russian descent because my friend had some silly sounding Russian name and we were playing chess. And I was like, well, I like the word deluxe, and most Russian names seem to end like that. And then you add in my misspelling, and I even misspell my own name. So be careful who you get your knowledge from. I think I wrote that in a recent profile. I'm really good at games and really bad at spelling. That should be my tombstone. He comes back out. Whambo. What's he grabbing? Crypt Rats, of course. That's some gorgeous artwork. What a nice little slice of life, huh? No, I don't want life gain. I gotta remember to show my son Bartered Cow. And that, what's that cat's name? That Cauldron Familiar? He's really been on a Tortured Existence kick. I was like, man, that's... Alright, what's the maximum carnage we can throw off here? What do we grab? I think we rock like, I don't know, do I even do it now? I almost want to use it on their guys just for the tempo boost, huh? We're getting, yeah, I'll do it here. All right, let's see. I guess I'll grab a Seeker. That makes the most sense. Kasparov. And just to be a disciplined player, I'll untap that. Here we go. Come on, flip, baby. Thanks a lot. Talk about taking the gas out of you. It's like, yeah. Anyway, well, stuff's going to die, and we don't really have an answer for it. Cat's out of the bag, and we don't have a way to keep the priest alive. So I think we just attack with everything here. Stuff's going to die anyway. I want to encourage this exchange, so maybe I can get... Our stuff's dead, so might as well be a little reckless. Boink! This is when I wish I had Fairy Macabre. Battered Cow, Cauldron Familiar, Tortured Existence. Very good together, says Butterghost. I agree. It'll be neat to see it go off. It's one of the more powerful decks in Pauper, but it's underplayed just because it's such a time hog. I mean, if this were a tournament, I'd be playing those little shenanigans and stuff, but don't want to bore everybody. I mean, we're the one that's down on time. The chatterbox here. Our Flashbag Marauder might make a appearance in the coming weeks to Tortured Existence lists. We've got lots of choices going on here. I guess we'll get rid of some of the stuff that we've seen. Did Expanse hit? I guess we have to assume it did. I know there's one of those in their hands already. Alright. Boy, we need... Jeez, sounds like they're tearing the roof off the house. I don't know what's going on out there. We didn't order any repairs. Sounds like a stinkweed imp landed on our roof. Alright. Cool. Well, that's not bad. I mean, a lot worse. Be so cool if I can just string together enough to just win with a Seeker right here. Don't be a bunch of lands. Awesome. This is very good times. Throw this on top. And this on top, because we're going to draw them both. Do this here. Graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. How does that work again? Sacrifice of food. Okay, I got you. This will go here. We'll snap. This actually works out really good. I do enough damage that Crypt Rats isn't the answer. So we'll snap here. Tapping here and here. And we'll do this. Sacrificial Lamb. Over for 5. Oh, man. Didn't work out. He's going to be able to get to 1 life, nuke our team, and then we're just drawing dead. So, oh well. I wish I had a Mutagenic to save the world. Gains the life. Yeah, I think we're going to lose this one, believe it or not. Had them to 4, now they're at 6, and here comes all the options in the world. I didn't strike fast enough, and the Crypt Rats kept us at bay. Was it going to be like last week? We go 4-1 again. Can I get a 5-0? Come on now. But at least, again, we're experiencing cool decks. And maybe my son will want to watch his old man lose if his favorite deck, Tortured Existence, puts me away. I'm just thankful for the variety. I don't know what I'm waiting for. Let's just yield and see him come back from this. Maybe they're just going to keep gaining enough life, won't even matter. But I really like this list. I don't think there's the obvious weak part would be the Sky Theaters, but by themselves they're pretty awesome against Fae. And it's like the Augur of Bolas of the skies. It just kind of sits back. If we didn't see it today, but in a lot of games you'll see it. Just really can kind of hold down the fort. So look to that to be replaced in the coming years. But it's a really, really neat combo. And I think the 2 High Priests and the just the count of everything's just right. I always like seeing Brainstorm. That's why I went all the way up to 4. One of the very few lists you'll ever see me make that I do that. But with all these delvers and shenanigans, you want the options. Alrighty, we're getting all kinds of food tokens generating here. We'll see him go. Oh, hey. Gonna sacrifice the food and get that dude back. Oh man, I forgot that was coming up. Hey, oh. I'm just gonna attack with this. Keep this dude back and try to present some sort of mystery. Yep. No sense in taking damage. Always feels so dumb when you have to kill something and against the Tortured Existence player. It's just like, I'll be back. My son had a really cool sequence. I had a lot of main deck hate in games 2 and 3 with another list, that Blackburn Rovers. I've improved that a little bit. Unless I'm drinking, it tends to win every time I play it. It's been a really slow week. I'm not going to lie. I've definitely indulged a little bit too much lately. So if you play me late at night, you're probably not playing the best version of me. Some nights. But this is daylight savings time, and it gets dark at like 3. On top of that, I tend to start a little bit earlier because my circadian rhythm's all jacked up. And become quite fond of just, like I know I said this the other time, I don't want to promote alcohol use, but just a really high-end vodka. 90% of the glass is just water, and then crushed ginger. It's a really nice 1-2, and just sip at it. For people watching their weight and stuff, it's a pretty low calorie as far as alcohol goes. A lot of people don't know. A lot of alcohol's out there, boy. Especially the stuff you add to them and things like that. They get pretty ugly pretty fast. So I'm going to scoop here, guys. Let's see what Augur pulls up. I don't think there's a way out of this. Too many resources. I could try to make him deck himself, but I don't want to bore everybody. I think we can all see a little bit of a superior lockup here. All right, we'll put an L there, and hopefully we can pull off the rest. Maybe this is a glaring weakness in the deck. But have no fear. If had that been a tournament, definitely make them finish all the way through. All the way through. So the Acolyte might be actually pretty good here. So we're going to bring in one because we kind of have many of them because of the Priest. Really like the Priest in that matchup. Oftentimes I take out Counterspell, but I'm not going to do it here. I want to lose... I want to bring in all my gut shots, believe it or not. I think EOT Rat tricks. And I want all the tricks for the High Priest. Do we lose Sky Theater? I hate losing creatures. Shadow Rift is very important in this matchup. Let's lose another Brainstorm and one Counterspell. I think that's how we rock with this. We've got a lot of tricks, a lot of ways to keep our dudes alive. I know it seems a little funny. Sometimes if you're going to do anything with the mana base, you might want to add one basic planes because of the Acolyte package. But when it happens, it's nice. Otherwise, do something with it. Ginger beer. That's right. Butter Ghost. Yeah, man, that is a deck name right there. Butter Ghost needs to be a Pauper deck. Make it so. Are there any butter cards in Pauper? Holy Light might be okay. I think that's just getting too cutesy. And CLP is just a terrible plan against a deck that can do that much that often. So we just got to get them quick. Yeah, we're definitely keeping all our flyers in. And the cap blockers won't be a thing if we can give our dudes protection from black. So we've got some tech. Let's see if it's enough. Ew, not with hands like that. Mulligan. All right, I'll keep it. It's gross. We can draw. I'm going to put back Snap, actually. Done. We'll lead off with Delver. Hopefully... This isn't... Yeah, I guess we'll Brainstorm. Open up these yards because it's going to be a lot of activity here. Brainstorm now. And we'll put this on top and top because we don't really mind if they see this. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just going to fix our mana right now. Keep things rocking. Rocking and rolling. Okay. Buttered Cow should go into that deck. I guess maybe that gold is just a bunch of butter, right? Yeah, I've always had a thing for ginger, the spice, and cinnamon, garlic, and just very alien flavors. There's nothing that's like those. Rosemary's that way. A lot of salt and spices. You know, there's kind of like this, kind of like that, but those are just very original. I like them a lot. I hate doing this, but we gotta. It'd be really good if we got a plane here or some way to get through stuff. I'm not quite sure. I want to do damage. The deck's not agreeing with us here. Plane's the best thing we can draw. Sorry, I'm shivering a little bit. It's one of the biggest drawbacks to losing all that weight. I'm down. I don't know if. Sorry, don't mean to hark on that, but easily my biggest life goal was achieved about 2 weeks ago, and I got into the 160s, and I'm technically it's like 40 pounds lost, 41. It was not like I was super overweight or anything, but like anybody, I could lose a little bit. But I tell you, the big disadvantage is I'm cold all the time. I gotta wear sweaters, and it's much better than hot. Maybe I need to have some more buttered cows in my life. It's another reason we like gut shot here. I can't get frog locked. That sounds like some commercial, huh? Frog lock, where all your valuables belong, or lock up. What's secure and like about a frog? They're kind of squishy amphibians that are really affected by all kinds of things. It's probably not the best mascot for a lock company. Yes, I did Butter Ghost. My brother was on it, and I've never been into that kind of stuff. Just but I don't even want to say it's a weight loss thing. It's real. It works. It makes you rethink. It just fundamentally changes how you see things, and there's a lot of science that helps early on. It gets a little repetitive around month 2. There's some silly stuff that I would change. But if you need a kickstart and just kind of modify your way of thinking, some of the big takeaways, just, get into a really, really obsessive compulsive ritual about weighing yourself at the same time and date every morning, even on weekends. Just kind of that accountability is a big one. But yeah, over time, they say it takes 2 weeks to make a habit and all that stuff. It's similar math. Right. Boy, if we don't draw a plane here, guys. What was that? It sounded like a firework outside. That was very strange. Boy, my phone's ringing. Everybody's doing construction all of a sudden on a rainy day. It's like they all got the memo. Hey, let's try to make it the worst day ever to have a stream. Get Rog Monster. Oh, I love that artwork on that one. That's so cool. Boy, we really want to see our gut shots show up. This is getting frustrating. Gut shot or planes? Come on now. Oh, that's true. Yeah, people excited about new president. Talk about shenanigans. I'm sure a lot of that's going to happen here in the States. Never seen the country this divided. Well, what's the news going to complain about now? What is MSNBC going to do? They're just going to have like nothing to talk about. All right, we can't do anything here, so let's just hope for the best. No, come on, deck. Man, I don't mind losing, but I don't want the deck to be the reason. All right. Oh, yeah, Guy Fawkes. What was that V for Vendetta movie? That was really good. I enjoyed that. He can't block there. He doesn't have food. Let's go for it. Needed to burn stuff. Okay. I'll do this. Yield. We take 2 life. He gets a 2/2 feeder out of the deal unless he's falling asleep, which no TE players do. Complexity for complexity's sake, I say. I might be able to kill that feeder. I don't know if that'd be the right play, but with free mana, we've always got the option. There is no... we've got the Spore Frog problem. But for right now, doesn't feel too OP. I think they're kind of hurting for lands just like we are. Oh boy, there's the rat. Damn it. See, I thought of running even I think it's Crypt Keeper. If you can bring that up, Shiraz, I'd appreciate it. I think it's Crypt Keeper. Where when it comes to play, you can sacrifice it to get rid of something so that I could use Tethmos High Priest like a Fairy Macabre, because it doesn't work with Fairy Macabre because it costs 3. And it wouldn't work anyway because it would just go onto the battlefield. Crypt Keeper? I think it's that one. I think it's Crypt Keeper. They have it all. That's what happens. Yeah. If there was just a better card for that, I might toil with it. Maybe throw some... I don't think it'd be worth it. That would be so awkward. One of those pat me on the back deck builder, like nudge cards. And you're like, yeah, look at me. All right. You can get creatures at instant speed. Can he get 2? What 2 would he get? I think we just take this. We've only got one more trick in Mutagenic Growth. I really, really, really need to see a plane here. Or some way, Ash Barrens, anything. We got to get something going here. I think that Obsidian Acolyte's going to be a really cool thing, but not for long, folks. Oh yeah, that's a neat play. Trip, and then zap. Too bad the toughness of Sky Theater Strix doesn't get boosted at the same time once we mutagenic our dude to try to live. Well, that's a strange sequence, isn't it? Oh, I thought he was going to save that and do that, but I guess that's better. Okay. And the powerful rat shows up. We'll save this. Yield through this turn. If we don't draw land here, this is going to be probably our only loss of the day, but you saw it here, folks. Boink. And down goes our team. Come on, come on, come on. Just give me a land. Ugh. Maddening. I'm just doing that so I have a blocker. This is frustrating. Happens to every deck. I don't think you need to reinvent the wheel here. It's just our Shadow Rifts and Brainstorm just kind of too many boys. The boys. I'm sure the cat clerics of the world will be outraged and say, when you say boys, it doesn't mean cat cleric. And Obsidian Acolytes get some pretty cool work too. Artwork. Ah, no, take it back. Looks good from a distance. This is getting away from us quick, folks. Depending on what happens here. We've only got one more Shadow Rift, and I think we sided it out. I only have 3 main deck in the 75, and I believe No, it's good. We could still draw, but I mean, we need plain gut shot, and you know, this is that stage of the game where it's like we need kind of everything right now, and I need time, so I'm going to block here. It's going to be great if we can get a plane, man. That'd be funny in the sideboard, add 1 plane, and you can just bring it in for matchups when you really... Oh, goodbye. All right, guys. Well, there's that. I guess we'll let him just finish this off. It's another week of going 4-1. And in both times, we've seen some pretty cool decks. Don't ever expect me to play TE on this show. It's hard enough to play when I'm focused on it. That is the definition of a specialist deck. You've got to really... I warned my kid, too. I was like, you go down this path, you stay on it, because it's going to pay dividends, but it's going to take a long time. He was so mad the first few times. He was like, what is this pile of crap? And then, like, just the other day, he just kept at it, and he's starting to get pretty hard to beat with it. Beating him over the head with clock talk. Set all his stops perfectly, showed him how to right click, and then also, you know, to read the room sort of thing, right? Look at the board, see if this is worth 10 minutes of your time to try to eke this one out, or do you just scoop and go to the next? Speaking of scoop and go to the next, we're going to just yield and go to the next because we're a dead duck here. That's maybe. You're right. That does look like he's like warding off coffee. Like, watch out, son. Stay away from caffeine. It'll kill you. Can we take this? I'm just going to let him hit us. I'm feeling kind of despondent right now. Just like, go ahead. Put us out of our misery. There it comes. Bum, bum, bum. It's pretty. Oh, so pretty. Look at this. What a nice combo. This is cool because now I get to show my boy and be like, watch this. Crunch. Wow. Great job, Synthiox. That was it's a very cool take on Tortured Existence. I know it's not new, but looks pretty cool. I've seen it a few times here and there, but not sure who really coined it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to roll to a little coronavirus PSA I made a few months back because it seems like it just keeps rearing its ugly head. So on that note, wash your hands, wear masks, stay safe, and be healthy. And hey, the best thing you can be doing, man, playing online games, right? Unless you're licking the keyboard and sharing it. But anyway, guys, so we beat Slivers, Walls, Simic something, Slivers again, and then something I just called Colorful Mess. It looked fine. Not a dig on the design, but anyway, we'll be back next week with GeoMonkey. And if you want to see that list, it'll be on Facebook in just a little bit, guys. Thank you again, as always. Enjoy, be safe, spread the word, and thank you for joining us. Adios.
Grace! Grace!
Look, I can give you every assurance, Mr. Rooney, that Ferris is home and he is very ill. In fact, I debated whether or not I should even leave him.
Grace!